What is going on, you guys? This is Ryan back again with another video, and today we're going to be doing our NFL playoff bracket here, predictions, and this is going to be a little bit controversial. I'm going to go out on a limb on a couple of these here, and hopefully, we can get this completely right. Not every bracket and not every prediction for every game has to go to the favorite. Doesn't usually end up like that anyways. There's a couple of upsets here and there in the playoffs, and that is exactly what we are going to go for here. And the first game we have on tap is the number 4 seed Cincinnati Bengals taking on the number 5 seed Las Vegas Raiders, and Cincinnati is going to be the home team here. We're just going to go ahead and not completely go through every game and break it down in like a 3-minute thing. Gonna go to kind of rapid fire here. I kind of like the Raiders in this game. And the reason I like the Raiders is because the Bengals, they were kind of shaky most of the year. Started off kind of bad. They got pretty hot. But I think the Raiders and their luck are going to overcome the Bengals. I'm not saying the Raiders are necessarily a better team than the Bengals. I think the Bengals are just, they hit their peak really late, which is good, but I think they're going to kind of simmer down a little bit. And, a lot of people are going to take the Bengals here, and I'm right there. But I just kind of feel like the Raiders are going to somehow pull this off and get that victory. I mean, they've been having pretty close games. They've been pulling wins out of their hat like crazy when they probably shouldn't be winning games. And I think they're going to take this one here. Then we're going to go over to the NFC side. I don't want to go full AFC and then into the NFC. So we're going to go right on over to the Rams and the Cardinals, with the Rams being the home team here. Cardinals are the 5 seed. Rams are the 4 seed. I'm not sure if the Cardinals are going to be getting back DeAndre Hopkins. It doesn't seem like it. I do believe he tore his MCL, I think about a month ago, maybe a month and a couple of days. If they had Hopkins and they were playing really hot right now, I might consider going them, but I just feel like the Rams are going to put it all together here and get a dub and move on in this game. Not really trying to break it down a whole lot. I just think, the Rams, they got back, which is crazy, by the way. The fact that they got back Cam Akers after rupturing his Achilles. They got Cooper Kupp going like crazy. Almost broke Calvin Johnson's single season receiving record. Matt Stafford's even kind of shaky. If it wasn't for Cooper Kupp, we might be looking at a pretty not so great quarterback on the Rams. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Odell there. I mean, he's got all the targets. He's got all the weapons. And I think they're going to go ahead and pull off the win here against the Cardinals. Moving back over to the AFC, let's go with New England as the number 6 seed taking on the number 3 seed Buffalo Bills. I do believe they split. The first game they played was like one of the worst games of the NFL season. The wind was at like 50 miles per hour, some crazy, insane game where we saw Mac Jones throw like 3 passes all game. And then I believe in the next game, Buffalo ended up blowing the doors off them. And I'm not going to say that they're going to blow the doors off of them again, but I don't think it's going to be too much of a challenge. Maybe at the beginning of the game, but I think Buffalo is going to overcome it. New England's not going to have the firepower to withstand Buffalo, and I think Buffalo will take that win. This is a very interesting game now, heading over to the NFC side again, where we take the San Francisco 49ers at the 6th seed and pair them with the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas, in Arlington. The number 6 takes on the number 3, and San Francisco, I would definitely love to take them here. I feel like they have it all besides the quarterback position, and that sucks. Like, they definitely feel like they have the defense, they have the offense, but the offense is kind of stuttering a little bit with Jimmy G. It's either on or it's off, or it's off and then it's on. And Dallas is just, I think they're mostly on. They're pretty hot right now. Dak has been looking really well. CeeDee Lamb's been looking great. Amari Cooper seems healthy. Um, the defense is playing well. Micah Parsons is getting to the quarterback. Diggs is getting burned every play, but somehow leads the NFL in interceptions. Jimmy G is prone to throwing interceptions. So I don't know. I think we're going to have to take Dallas here. I want to take San Francisco, but maybe if Trey Lance was playing, but it looks like Jimmy G is going to be getting the start. Got to go with Dallas. Moving on to the 7 seed Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Part of me wants to eliminate the Chiefs right here, right now, be super controversial, but I just don't see it happening. I think this is Ben's last football game. I think this is his final game. He's not going to come back like Brett Favre. This is it. This is it for him. Kansas City is just too much. I could definitely, it's funny. I could see the upset happening. I could see Pittsburgh doing it, but just I can't do it here on the bracket. I can't predict that. As much as I want to be controversial and do, things differently, I think I got to go with Kansas City here. So we have Tampa Bay at home against Philly for the final NFC wildcard game. And again, this is another place where I would love to take Philly. They're playing pretty well. Jalen Hurts is playing all right. Definitely, he's been, I kind of want to say he's been kind of underrated and a little bit. I know a lot of people don't like him for some reason, and I could see, why a lot of people wouldn't be like crazy about him, but I could see them beating Tampa, but just in terms of how I want to do this right now, I definitely have Tampa moving on. Even though they lost Antonio Brown to some crazy shit and they lost Chris Godwin for the year, they still got Mike Evans, they still got Gronk, and of course they still got Tom Brady. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and take Tampa Bay here. Moving on to the divisional round, the image is going to change right now. Number 1 seeded Tennessee Titans taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. And they are going to be the 5 against the 1. Obviously, I think with Derrick Henry being back and looking like Derrick Henry, at least in the practice videos that we're seeing and all the news we're hearing about Derrick Henry, it's looking like he's back. Julio Jones got hot at the right time. He had a pretty good game against the Texans in the final week of the season. And before that, even, he was looking pretty well. Looks like Tannehill is getting more comfortable with him. Henry is probably not going to be exactly what we remember Derrick Henry being this year, but even a 50, 70-ish% Derrick Henry is still better than a 100% Deonta Foreman, and it makes the Titans offense that much more scarier for defenses. The Titans are also, I believe, the number 2 team against the run, so it's going to be pretty hard for the Raiders to establish pretty much anything. If they're going to want to win the game, they're going to have to outperform the Titans offense and pass through the air and score them. And I just don't see that really happening. The Raiders could be one of those Cinderella teams and win their first game, win their second game, go to the AFC Championship. But I just don't really see it happening here. So we're going to have Tennessee move on, and they're going to be at home hosting in the AFC Championship game against Buffalo or Kansas City. Moving on to the NFC, we have the number 1 seeded Green Bay Packers taking on the number 4 Los Angeles Rams. And again, I kind of want to just go ahead and say Green Bay is almost unstoppable at home, and let's take the Rams because it's controversial, but I just don't see Green Bay losing at home against the Rams. I just don't see it happening. Rodgers is on a mission right now. He definitely is looking like, MVP Rodgers that we're used to seeing. He has that injury that he's been dealing with all year, but it really hasn't seemed to affect him at all. I just think him and Adams have a special connection, even more so than Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford, even though the stats would say otherwise. Devontae's been doing this a lot longer than Cooper Kupp. And I just think Green Bay is just going to be too much for them to handle. I don't want to go too much into it, but I got Green Bay winning that game. So I said I was going to be controversial, but I got the 2 number 1 seeds in the championship game. So let's see how we play this out. Buffalo and Kansas City. Buffalo is going to be in at the number 3 seed, with Kansas City being the number 2. Game's going to be an Arrowhead, and guess what, guys? We're going with the Bills here. I don't think that Kansas City is fully back to being Kansas City. I think they're definitely back, at least being scary, but I don't think they're the Kansas City Chiefs that we remember them being, where they could just go absolutely crazy, avalanche scoring, unstoppable Kansas City Chiefs. They're more, it kind of feels like a new type of Chiefs where they have these long, sustained drives, and it ends up, either going and getting them 3 or 6 most of the time. But Buffalo, I think their defense is actually going to show up here, and Kansas City is going to be obviously the favorite in the game. And I think Buffalo has something to prove here, and I think they're going to actually win this game. Josh Allen is going to have a really good game. I think Diggs is going to have a big game. And yeah, I don't want to go too much into it, but I think Buffalo is going to take the dub, and it's going to be the 3 against the 1. Buffalo against Tennessee. We need to find the NFC Championship matchup game now between Green Bay and the winner of Dallas and Tampa Bay. Dallas would be the away team here, with Tampa being at home. And I am considering here the fact that Dallas did play Tampa Bay earlier on in the year. It's a completely different team, though. And if we pull this up, I want to get the exact game that I remember from the year. It was September 9th, 2021. It was actually the opening game for Dallas against Tampa Bay, and they only ended up losing by 2 points to Tampa. They had a little bit of a late surge, but it wasn't enough. Tampa ended up winning that game. Brady had nearly 400 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks. Dak threw for 400, 3 touchdowns and a pick. The difference in this game, Dallas is super hot. Tampa Bay just lost a bunch of their weapons. As much as people want to sit there and say that Antonio Brown is a cancer to the team, I mean, he was still a pretty good, important piece to that Buccaneers offense. So obviously was Chris Godwin, and they don't have either of them. Leonard Fournette, we might see playoff Lenny again. We might see, that whole thing going on. But I don't see it, man. I think Dallas is going to move on, and we're going to get a matchup in the NFC Championship that we didn't see during the regular season. We're going to see Dallas taking on Green Bay, which are 2 of the best teams in the NFC this year. And just a quick skim, yeah, I definitely don't remember them playing. I would have absolutely remembered that game. And this is going to be a pretty good matchup, guys. Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, and Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon versus Dak. We got Zeke, Tony Pollard. We got some pretty big offensive weapons in this game. Obviously, CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper, and even Dalton Schultz have been playing well for Dallas. Micah Parsons. We got Trayvon Diggs. Green Bay's getting back David Bakhtiari. They're getting back Jair Alexander. Can't forget about Jair. It's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be in Green Bay. It's probably going to be super cold. And this is where we're going to be a little bit controversial. Green Bay at this point would be 8-0 in the regular season at home, 9-0 with the win I have them having over LA. And they're going to be going on that 10-0 run if they can beat Dallas. But I think Dallas is going to pull it off, and they are going to move on to the Super Bowl to take on the winner of Buffalo and Tennessee. Buffalo and Tennessee had a game earlier on in this year where it's seen Josh Allen at the very last second of the game. Well, I don't know if it was exactly the last second of the game, but it was one of the final plays of the game. Him trying to run in with virtually no time, 4th down and goal. Josh Allen with the scramble up the middle, QB sneak, and he gets stuffed by Jeffrey Simmons. And he does slip on the play, but he does get completely stuffed at the goal line. Tennessee ends up winning that game, and they take the number 1 seed away from Buffalo at that point. Both tied at 4-2, with the Titans taking the lead there in the AFC. And I for as much as I know a bunch of Bills fans would want to see some revenge on the Titans, considering going back to the Music City Miracle game, Tennessee beat Buffalo. I'm sure they want that revenge. They have yet to get it, in my opinion. They have yet to get it. They have not beaten Tennessee in a meaningful game yet since the whole controversial Music City Miracle game. And they're definitely the last 2 years, Tennessee beating Buffalo's breaks off last year, and then this year winning in the final seconds of the game. Buffalo's got to be upset going into Tennessee. Josh Allen versus Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry versus that defense that he has just crushed. And guess what, guys? Tennessee's moving on. They're moving on. Buffalo again in shambles. Getting to the AFC Championship game, they'll lose again to the Titans. Tennessee makes it back to the Super Bowl for the first time in what feels like over 2 decades. Dallas back to the Super Bowl in what feels like over 2 decades. Tennessee, Dallas, a matchup of my Titans against Clickwid's Dallas Cowboys, Chase's Dallas Cowboys, Cullenberger's Dallas Cowboys. Who's going to win this game, guys? Is it going to be Dak and Zeke? Is it going to be Tannehill and Henry? Is it going to be A.J. Brown and Julio? Is it going to be Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb? Is it going to be Micah Parsons? Is it going to be Harold Landry? Who's going to be the hero? Is it going to be Trayvon Diggs and his ball hawking abilities? Is it going to be Kevin Byard and his ball hawking abilities? Mike Vrabel versus Mike McCarthy. Dallas versus Tennessee. Guess what, guys? The Tennessee Titans are going to win the Super Bowl. You could be upset now. You could call it controversial. You could say that they are not a team that should be there. Tennessee's going to win their first Super Bowl of their entire franchise history. No longer will they be remembered for 1 yard short. They will be remembered for this crazy season in which we saw AJ Brown, Julio Jones, Derrick Henry, almost the entire team, 87 plus players injured, and they still overcome the odds, win the number 1 seed in the AFC, win through the Las Vegas Raiders, the Buffalo Bills, and of course the Dallas Cowboys to secure their very first Super Bowl championship. Prove me wrong. Let me know in the comments how big of a homer I'm being right now, because I know that I am. How controversial is this bracket? I want to see a fight break out in the comments. I'll be in there. I'm defending the Titans. We're winning the Super Bowl, guys. Just got to deal with it. I hope a bunch of Buffalo Bills fans are watching this video right now, seething through their teeth, getting ready to attack me and attack everyone else that thinks that this is going to happen. Tighten up, baby. We're winning the Super Bowl. I'm being toxic as hell, and I love it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.